Good morning, good morning. Question, do you have a tiny spot of room next to you? If so, scooch over and raise your hand in case folks are looking for a seat. Because we're going to be cozy in here, especially until our kiddos go to their classes. We're so glad to be together. We love making room for each other. Welcome to this amazing congregation on a morning that is blessed by your presence. I am Reverend Audette Fulbright Fulson. I am the lead minister here, and whoever you are, wherever you come from, wherever you are on your journey, however you identify, whomever you love, and whatever act of love brings you here today, we are so glad that we've found each other. And today we are being loved into being by Dr. Les and the Sandburgers, by Simon and TKay, by Lisa Schwartz, who will do our story today, by Mary Alm and Susan Andrew, by everyone who welcomed you into our doors and made the place warm with friendship and coffee, everyone caring for our children and creating this community which blesses us all. Also, if you haven't noticed yet, we have our friends Maria and Esteban here with their taco truck today, sitting right out there. So make sure you buy a taco today for love and justice. As we go through this really full service today, that might need us to be quiet together sometimes also. As we go through the service today, I just want to give you a hint ahead. It's a very full service, but my homily is super short to make up for it, okay? So when you're looking and going, oh no, it's super short, because we are going to settle our hearts now. We're going to settle into this time together. We're going to take a deep breath, arrive, and receive the gift of this morning's opening music.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go.
Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. And where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie.
Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine.
We'll now have our chalice lighting, if we can get our chalice lighters up here. This is my daughter Clementine and her best friend Ren. All right, go ahead, y'all. You remember how to do it?
Kind of.
Just one? There you go. In the depths of soulful connection,
I can't read it.
at the heights of shared laughter, May we remember what a gift it is to be together. May we each find our center, the balance from which we reach out to hold another and lean into the knowing that none of us need walk this path alone. Please rise as you are willing to sing hymn number 1008. When our heart is in a holy place, the words and lyrics will be on the screen, and they are also in the teal hymnal in front of you.
Good morning, community. My name's Lisa. I'm kind of new in town, and I'm pleased to be here celebrating community with you today. I like new things, so I hope you like new things. There's a new idea, which is that this over here is dancing ground. So if you feel like dancing during the music or even the story, you might want to come dance right over here. Once upon a time, it was a time very much like this time, in a place that was not very far, perhaps, from this very place. There was a community, a wonderful, vibrant community of people who loved to work together. And they got so much done, and they had a bright future together, and they wanted to celebrate. So the chief of this village called these people together and said, "We're going to have a party." Yes, everybody loves a party, right? And there was going to be a feast with the party, and the chief said, "Listen, the elders of the village are going to make all the food. Nobody has to bring a thing, no potluck, just a feast provided for you, laid out on these tables. The only thing that you have to bring is every family has to bring one jug of palm wine." It was the most popular drink there. So palm wine, every family. So everyone was so excited about the party and the feast. They went home and they threw open their cupboards and they looked. Everybody had lots of palm wine in this village. And there was one couple who had just a little kind of a hesitance to share. They loved, most of the people in their community. There were a few people they weren't very sure about. And they had plenty of palm wine, but they said, what is this? Everybody's supposed to bring a jug? How about those people who are just swimming in palm wine? They should have to bring 3. We should have to bring a half, maybe. Well, the husband got a terrible, awful, wonderful idea. He said, listen, since everyone is going to bring a jug of palm wine, why don't we take an empty jug, fill it with water, and when it comes time to pour that into the common vat, we'll pour our water in and no one will be the wiser. The wife said, what a wonderful idea. So the day came for the party, and everyone, it was in their best clothes, families grouped together, everyone carrying their jug of palm wine. They brought it up to the big common vat, poured it in with great ceremony, and sat down, and the feast was amazing. Think of your favorite feast food. That was there. Their mouths were watering, but no one could take a bite until the chief stood up and raised a toast. So the waiters went around, dipping out of the common vat and filling everyone's cup with palm wine, and they all raised their cups together, and the chief said, we have such a wonderful community. We are beloved of one another. We have a bright future. We've accomplished so much. Let us celebrate. And everyone raised their cups to their lips and drank deeply, and it was water. Everyone had the same idea. What difference would my small contribution make? So they decided not to contribute at all. Well, I told you that this was a time long ago, but not very much unlike our time. And have you ever wondered at this time in the world's history, what difference would my small contribution make? Yes, that's a very easy thing for even generous people to think. Anytime we wonder about our own contribution, let's be reminded that all contributions, no matter how small, contribute power to the beloved community. Thank you for listening.
Our children off to their faith formation classes. If this is your first or second time here, we recommend that you go with your children into Sandburg Hall. You'll see where the teachers are holding up the signs for the different age groups. Follow your kids down to class so you can see where to pick them up after services. And now we will sing As You Go together to sing our children out. Please. Unitarian Universalists do not often offer confession. Confession in some traditions is an admission of inherent communal guilt. Today, may we not confess our guilt, but instead confess our dependence. We confess that we are reliant on one another. We confess that we stand on the shoulders of those who have gone before. We confess that without the person sitting next to us, this experience would not be the same. We confess that none of us is strong enough to make it on our own. We confess, yes, that there are times that we will fail. At times, we will not center love. We confess that we rely on the culture of spiritual abundance in this place that makes room for errors both small and great. We confess that sometimes being here is hard. We confess that there is something in us that is strong enough to show up anyway. We confess that being held in community is one of the greatest joys of this life. We confess that there is something happening here, bigger than we understand. May this confession call us back to the interdependence inherent in the heart of our lives. May this confession call us back home.
Amen. Thank you, TK. So we have a very special part of our service today. We're going to do a child dedication this morning. The ceremony in which we now share is both ancient and timeless. In all parts of the earth and from the earliest days of recorded history, parents have brought their children at an early age to a place of worship, sharing their joy and their dedication with those of a wider community. And traditionally, in a ceremony like this is a time when we recognize each child by their name, for it is by our names each of us is acknowledged as unique. It's a solemn, it's a joyful celebration of community shared between parents, friends, and our Unitarian Universalist community, just to mark the simple truth that we all have a responsibility for the care and the nurturing of every child. Because it is our task to give them a world of peace and a world of justice in which to grow. It's our task to share with them our hopes and our ideals, and to nurture their hopes and ideals as well. It's a moment to witness and honor the zest and wonder of life that children have, and in that witness, bring maybe again to ourselves our own lost innocence and wonder, which life may have worn away. So at this time, we welcome Parks Alexander Breyer, parents LB and Emily, and their beloveds to come forward. We're going to have, I'm going to stand here, y'all are going to stand here, and y'all are going to stand right here, right here. Here you go. And TK is going to be able to, he's going to have to move a little bit right here, so you may have to stand forward. That's all. All right. So, to you, I have to ask, are you ready to dedicate Parks to the work of love and the values of our Unitarian Universalist faith? If so, please respond, we are.
We are.
And, you know, the poet and priest John O'Donohue offered words of blessing to a child. He said, "As I enter my new family, may they be delighted at how their kindness comes into blossom. Unknown to me and to them, may I be exactly the one to restore in their forlorn places new vitality and promise." And so now I have to ask you, this is a charge that we have to you, will you promise to care for Parks, love him with all your heart and your soul, raising him to love justice and live with compassion? And will you extend to him and to yourselves and to each other both kindness and courage in good times and in bad, so that he can see love in action? Will you encourage him to follow his dreams to the best of your abilities? If so, please respond, we will.
We will.
And here we go. We have biological dad Harry. We have, I'm sorry, I don't see your name.
Oh, sorry, I did not put a name. I'm Allie.
Allie and Rachel, godparents here. And it takes a village to raise a child, but within that village are beloved elders whose path has led them closer to a child's life. And you have a very special place in Parks' life. So this morning we ask, will you promise to love Parks, to care for him and help guide him to love and to love justice and live with compassion? Will you extend to Parks kindness and courage, and will you support him in living his dreams? If so, please respond, we will.
We will.
Wonderful. And now, as the parents speak Parks' full name, I ask the congregation echo that name back in unison, okay? In unison. You say first.
Parker Alexander Breyer.
Parker Alexander Breyer. And now we'll come closer over here. All right. I am cutting ahead. Parks, this is water. Water helps us feel that our thirst is quenched. May you know the joy of hard work. May your tears be cared for. May you dance in rain and play in puddles. Parks, you are of water. And now I get to do something fun. Parks, this is air. May your lungs always know the blessings of fresh, sweet air. I took peppermint, but hopefully you will always have fresh, sweet air. May you know the joy of a good laugh. May you find your voice through song, through whispers and shouts. May you have a life full of scent, breeze, and sighs. Parks, you are of air. And now we're going to look over here. Do we see this? Look, Parks, can you see? This is fire. May it remind you of a divine spark that is in you. May it inspire you to love. May it inspire you to justice. May it be the warmth of community, and may your days be bright. Parks, you are of fire. And rainbows. And last but not least, look at this. This is for you. Do you want to hold it? You can hold it if you want to. It's one of Earth's flowers. And this is a rose that we've removed the thorns from because we work. We always work to make our children's path as safe as we can while they're young. May Earth provide you all you need of sustenance and of beauty. May you be a blessing to the earth. Parks, you are of earth. And now that Parks has been blessed and welcomed, we ask that the members of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Asheville, please rise as you are able to do so. You will complete this ceremony if you will read together the words on the screen. This is for our members, please. Thank you. We welcome this child into our circle of service, spiritual seeking, and love. May we find new courage to live in such a way as to be a blessing and a worthy example to them. May we remember to see the world through their eyes and learn with them. Today, we pledge our support them and their parents in the arduous and joyful task of faith formation for this child. We commit ourselves once again to creating a safe and welcoming environment where parent and child alike may learn, serve, and grow. We embrace you as one of our own in faith and fellowship. Welcome.
Thank you.
Blessings, blessings. All right. You can go have a seat. Thank you so much. What are we doing now?
My life flows on in endless song.
it's almost Mardi Gras.
Gee, how could you tell?
I can't wait for the parade.
Oh, yeah, this afternoon. Laissez les bons temps rouler.
We're kicking off something kind of special here this Sunday as well for our congregation. It is kickoff Sunday for our annual budget drive. And actually, we're excited about it because, as you know, there's a lot going on here. Covenant groups, multiple classes in religious education, beautiful music, oh my gosh, and a campus bursting full of activities.
Babies.
But of course, all of that does not come absolutely free. And in fact, I'm sorry to say, we do have a little bit of a budget deficit this time.
Uh-oh.
But that's okay. We're going to close that gap. We can do this.
Yes.
We know we can because we have the numbers. We have increasing numbers of households joining. We just had about 25 new households join just in the last quarter, is it, Will? Yeah. We just need some more households to join us, and we will close that budget gap.
Yay.
And I'm confident we can because we have pledged ourselves. We have committed ourselves to love. Love resists, no matter what's coming down the pike, no matter who's being rude to somebody else on TV in the Oval Office. This little light of ours is shining brightly. So now more than ever, we're excited to have you join us. Pick up a pledge packet during coffee hour, in fellowship, in Sandburg Hall,
I have a story about that.
and read it with care, and thank you. Tell your story, won't you?
I will. It's not exactly about the pledge pack, but, it is about generosity and church going and how I learned what I've learned. So I started life as a child of a Roman Catholic mother who made sure that I had 12 years of Roman Catholic education. And in the elementary school years in the cathedral parish in which I was enrolled, I was given a dime every Sunday morning to put in the plate. That was what I was taught to do. And I don't really remember high school. Maybe I gave a buck every once in a while of my own. I just don't really recall. What I recall is that the Roman Catholic Church is vast and huge and hierarchical and extremely wealthy. So there really wasn't any worry about parishes going on and schools going on and Newman centers on college campuses. I was active in a Newman center when I went to college. Okay, so that's what I had been introduced to. Well, then I became a Unitarian Universalist when I was a single school teacher, and sadly, I don't remember being talked to about money then either. And I don't know. I must have given something sometime, but don't really remember. My next UU church was in Oklahoma City, and to kick off the budget drive, they had a huge party at the church. So I remembered that very well. Fabulous party. And it was a message of you have to, this is your time to tell us what you're going to do to help us thrive in the coming year. And I made some embarrassingly small gift because what did I know about giving? Well, now I'm almost 77 years old. Let's hear it for getting older. Whoa! And I have been a member of this congregation for 42 years. I have learned a lot about the importance of generosity since I've been here. Laissez les temps généreux rouler. Generous times, generous times. So, 42 years ago, give money to the ACLU, give money to Planned Parenthood, give money to the Sierra Club, the usual people. And then some of the local folks, organizations got familiar to me, and so I gave them money. And I gave this place money, $50 here, $50 there, $50 here, $50 there, $50 here. And this place got pretty much what everybody else got, despite the fact that a place like, Planned Parenthood, I mean, they've got hundreds of millions of dollars coming to them. And they need every penny of it to do what they do. But there are vast nonprofit organizations bigger than them that are sending them money, and rich people are sending money. So over time, I figured out I should cut back and really support local people, which I have done, and local organizations. And over time, I have learned that this place is the most important local nonprofit to me. I get much more through my connection here than I get through my connection to Women for Women, for example, which is a women-sponsored nonprofit. So over time, this place has become my central give, and only really within the last few years, I mean, this is my journey. So within the last 2-3 years, I got it. There isn't anyone else, no one is giving money to this place except us. No one. We got ministers. We've got people, religious educators. We've got fabulous musicians, fabulous people working our technology. We pay for it all. It's ours. It's ours to care for. If you like what you see, if you like the programming, you like to see our kids growing up with a justice orientation, then you want to make this the place where you give the most. I really, really believe that. And thank you for listening to someone with colored feathers on her head.
Final word, budgets are moral documents. They illustrate in black and white what we value, what we're going to invest our time and our resources in. So thank you for thinking of it in those terms. If you value what's going on here in this ministry, we ask you to stretch a little this year if you can. If you've never pledged before, this would be a great year to make your first pledge. Thank you so much.
So I also want to start by telling you a story. You know, it's a story that to me it seems a little beautiful and maybe a little sad, but at the same time it's very important. So last week I was leaving the church one day after a long day, primarily of offering direct pastoral care, having meetings with lay folks and staff folks. And as I left the building, I suddenly was just sort of overwhelmed with a very visceral feeling. I just had this deep, abiding sense of gratitude that I get to be a minister here and to serve with all of you. Now, that might not sound sad. I didn't mean it to sound sad. And the burst of emotion that I felt certainly wasn't sad. But here's the thing. So I have been a minister for a quarter of a century. And the next awareness that I had was how long it had been since I felt any such visceral from the heart, and not, from a formal, from the brain kind of gratitude that I get to do ministry. I mean, mostly I have felt for a long time that ministry is important and that I'm lucky to have a job and that there are lots of specific things about ministry that I enjoy, but just not that sense of, wow, I get to do this work. I get paid to love these people. It is my job to make a difference. And it is this congregation that gives me that feeling. I feel fortunate to get to do ministry here with you because the people making this place bloom are generous and kind and more than well-intentioned. They can be fierce and brave and feathery and patient and all kinds of things that make this place something truly special. Now, give me just a minute for a little add-on story that seems maybe at first like it's a non sequitur, but it's not. It will come back together. So this past weekend, I hosted a murder mystery auction event at our house. If you were at that event, anybody here who was at that event? A couple of people, yeah. It was fun. It was murder mystery. We had about 10 people there. And also, one of the people that was there was my best friend of over 40 years. She came in because this month was her birthday. Also, she likes things like murder mystery parties. And afterwards, we were sitting around the table and we were talking about the world as it is. And she noted that she counts herself, and I count her, one of the reasons I invited her to this party, as being brave as a core feature of her personality. That's a thing that for her whole life, she counted that. I would agree with her. She has traveled the world. She's lived in some of the most dangerous places on the planet. She had to take that really dangerous, when you're going to live somewhere and you might get kidnapped by terrorists, she has to take that kind of training. So when I say brave, I don't just mean casually, I mean really seriously brave. She's also outgoing. She likes being around people, and yet she observed a reality that COVID changed her, like it changed most of us. Around the world, people are measurably more homebound. They have fewer connections. We're still struggling with significant after effects of all kinds, most notably in people's social structures and their ability to show up, have what we call social stamina, which means being able to be out and about for a while, or as she was just referring to it, more difficulty being brave. She's right, and I know she's right because I deal with it in folks every day. And in COVID and after, I, who is an introvert anyway, really, really struggled with that. But over the last several months, something has loosened for me. Rob and I are trying new things. We're actually getting out, meeting new people here, of course, but out in the world more often. And the reason why is this congregation. You probably have heard, maybe not the least of which is because I say it from this pulpit repeatedly, and so does Reverend Claudia, but so does every person who works in the field of justice. You hear that community is the healing tonic and the brave sauce that helps us get through difficult times. The thing is, connections to other people quite literally heal us. You see, we're herd animals. We're social creatures. We're mammals made up of mirror neurons, and we live and die by social cues. And not one of us can make it on our own, even if we love movies like Tom Hanks's Castaway. When we spend time with people around whom we feel relatively secure, and when we participate in community with moments that have quiet reflection, times of laughter or singing, opportunities to be curious or to be vulnerable, that heals us. So I don't have to tell you that we need that now more than ever. We are post-COVID-ish. We are post-Helene-ish. We are not at all post-democracy at risk-ish. Now more than ever, we need what we call third places like UU Asheville as our shelter from the storm. As we gather together and we take care of each other, when we work to fix all that we can mend, and we profoundly commit to the long and hard efforts that will build a future for ourselves and for our children that is worth having, we heal each other. It's kind of magic. And I say it's a magic because it's an alchemy that is mostly beyond simple or single explanations. It's just something that happens when we're together that's a little more than we can easily describe. But it is an effect that we all benefit from. So let's make magic together, here where we need each other more than ever, at UU Asheville, our shelter from the storm. And speaking of magic, make a note on your calendar for Saturday, March 22nd, when we're going to make magic together right here, and we'll have magician Evan Driggs performing to help us do that. We're going to come together for a magical potluck and really build community, because we need you just as much as you need us. So keep coming back. Keep lending your hands, your wonderful minds, all the resources, the palm wine you can bring to bear. This community matters. It changes lives. I believe it's changing yours right now. Now more than ever, friends. Let's do this.
Please now rise in body or spirit and join us in singing This Little Light of Mine, both in English and Spanish.
So did you think wonderful things were done happening today? They are not. I would like to invite my colleague, the marvelous Reverend Terry Davis, to join me right now because we have something special happening. So community ministry is one of the paths by which our Unitarian Universalist faith extends beyond the congregation and into the wider world. It is a calling to service that seeks to strengthen a community and to weave more tightly a congregation and that community, which extends our presence beyond the walls of our sanctuary. This morning, we are blessed to welcome the Reverend Terry Davis as our affiliated community minister. Reverend Terry, cheer that. Reverend Terry offers classes, care, and counseling to the Asheville community. As our affiliated community minister, she will offer some classes here at UU Asheville from time to time. She will preach occasionally and provide backup pastoral care during times of ministerial absence. In return, we will get to know her work, offer her our love and support, and be a bridge of community to our Unitarian Universalist faith, which, as we've already said, is always grounded in our individual congregations. So, as we do this, it's important to recognize the boundaries that separate settled ministry and community ministry. So Reverend Claudia and I serve this congregation as it's called ministers. It is to us that you bring your cares, your concerns, your hopes for this congregation. Reverend Terry gets to participate here as a member, a teacher. She holds a special role as our affiliated community minister, but cannot advise members or friends about the life of the congregation, and only provides pastoral care under very special circumstances. We invite you to ask curious questions, get to know her, but also to help us tend the loving boundaries that always allow ministry to flourish. And so I have a charge to Terry today. Reverend Terry, do you accept this special invitation to walk with our community as a friend and partner, participating authentically, even as you hold faithfully to our Unitarian Universalist ministerial ethics? Will you seek to love and serve our faith, our shared faith, both here at UU Asheville and in the community beyond our walls?
I do.
So right now, together, we welcome you as our affiliated community minister. May this be a mutual blessing today and in the days to come. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you. All right, I'll hand it over.
Now is the moment where we welcome visitors and newcomers. If you are here for the first or second time, feel free to raise your hand and just raise it. I was just going to have them wave. Just do a little wave. Yeah. We usually have a moment where we introduce people, pass it around. We're going to move on past that because we got lots of things on our plate today. So take a moment, everyone, to wave at Trevor, oh, there he is. Our Connections Coordinator, who would love to meet you after the service, especially if you have any questions, to visit our welcome table where friendly faces are waiting to say hello. Our announcements run as slides at the beginning of the service. If you missed them, refer to Thursday's weekly e-news as everything described there. If you don't receive the e-news, ask an usher to show you how to sign up, or email us at information@uuasheville.org. We have a special note this week. Our environmental action team has a challenge for you. UU Asheville's environmental team will be participating in the Drawdown Eco Challenge and would like you to join them. The Eco Challenge is a fun way to educate and challenge yourself to do more for the environment. The more you challenge yourself, the more points the UU Asheville team receives. The challenge begins today and ends on Earth Day, April 22nd. To sign up, see Venny at the social justice table. Our community plate recipient this month is the Carolina Abortion Fund. All cash donations will be shared 50-50 with our community plate partner. You can donate by check, but be sure to write community plate in the memo line. You can also donate online. The work and ministries of this congregation are entirely supported by the generosity of our members and friends. We celebrate your generosity each Sunday with music and thanks. You make us possible, and we give thanks for you. The offering will now be gratefully collected.
So I co-wrote this song with my friend Bob Dylan. He wrote the tune, and I rewrote the lyrics to be about us. He won't listen, my old dad, he won't try to understand. Because I am this way, don't make me any less a man. And this is not a phase, it's at the core of who I am. Come in, we said. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Well, I have 3 kids, Junie, Gage, and Tom. But I have been so tired since I became a single mom. And I just need some rest, and then I'll clean up this mess. Come in, we said, come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. From the church that raised me, I still got some wounds. And relations with my family, I fear, are forever ruined. And I just need a place to heal and is safe and warm. Come in, we said. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. I get told I'm not good enough every day when I'm at school. I'm ashamed of my body and the furthest thing from cool. Adolescence, I'm so done with you. Let me go back to being born. Come in, we said. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. It'll be a miracle if I pay this month's rent. And where did it all go? I swear I rarely overspend. It wasn't in my plan to be part of the working poor. Come in, we said. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Well, I've journeyed to this country, in the shadows I reside. I'm just trying to feed my kids, but now I gotta hide. I offered my innocence and got repaid with scorn. Now come in, we said. Now come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm. Come in, we said, we'll give you shelter from the storm.
For the gifts of your presence, time, wisdom, and resources, we are grateful.
All right, we're going to finish this one up with another sing-along as we celebrate the kickoff of our annual giving drive today. And I invite you to sing with us. I think you know the tune, and the words are on the screen. Oh, when we meet in fellowship, oh, when we meet in fellowship, aren't you glad to be in that number? When we meet in fellowship, feel free to move around if you want to. Each one of us makes up the church. Each one of us makes up the church. Yes, one for all and all together. One of us makes up the church. Today's the day we celebrate. Today's the day we celebrate. Future of Thank you all so much. Just a reminder to pick up your pledge packets in Sandburg Hall as you're having coffee hour. Thank you.
Yeah, right. You might as well stay standing for this because we are, back up, friends. We're going to head out. We're going to go do other things. So we're going to have a quick spoken benediction. Then we'll sing our closing song. You may know words much like this. Do all you can, wherever you can, for ever so long as you can, and return here again in love. So after the song, let's go eat tacos with Maria and Esteban. Let's sing.